Golden State Warriors are in the NBA Finals once again. And what that means for the third straight year in a row is that Oakland will be continuously mentioned on NBA Finals television and other media broadcasts. This is not only good for Oakland itself, it's good for businesses like Lake Chalet. This is something that's consistently taken for granted by Oakland, and not to pick on any organization, but to tell the truth, for example, Oakland tourist-related organizations and even Oakland business-related organizations, both of which should have played a heavy hand in the retention of sports organizations in our city, but that didn't happen. So now we have the Golden State Warriors actively building an arena to move over to San Francisco, and even the mayor of Oakland, my longtime friend, saying, well, as long as they're in the same region, it's okay. But it's not okay for Oakland, because Oakland loses, or will lose, when the Warriors shift, at least by my estimation, $6 million in annual advertising expenditures it does not have to pay whenever the Warriors go to the NBA Finals, and that's based on a rule of thumb being that the appearance of a whole team in the Super Bowl, actually the appearance of teams in a Super Bowl that's hosted in a city, say Oakland or Houston, which actually happened, or Miami, which will happen, or Dallas, which has happened, and so on and so on and so on, is worth $25 million to the host city region that hosts a Super Bowl. So from that rule of thumb, and then considering the percentage difference between ratings and audience shares for an audience size for the Super Bowl versus the NBA Finals, you have to go with a rule of thumb around $6 million that applies to Oakland and also Cleveland, both of which are hosts to this year's NBA Finals, and again for the third straight year in a row. Oakland will not enjoy that after the Warriors leave. There is no guarantee and ample evidence to assure that San Francisco received the lion's share of not just mentions because San Francisco, but also image use. And then to add insult to injury, there's talk that the Warriors are considering changing the name of the Golden State Warriors to to San Francisco, the San Francisco Warriors. That would be an act that would be both unfair and racist to Oakland. Why do I say that? Simple. Yes, the Warriors were at one point in San Francisco, but when they were in San Francisco, there was no problem calling that team the San Francisco Warriors. But when Franken Muley moved the Warriors from San Francisco to Oakland, which had a healthy African-American population, I might add a growing one of such substantial size that by the late 60s, there was even fear of a Watt-style riot in Oakland. He changed the name to, you guessed it, the Golden State Warriors. And then came up with this idea that, well, the team is for the entire state. Well, if the team is for the entire state of California, the Golden State, when they're in Oakland, why can't they be for the entire state of California when they're in San Francisco? Why do they have to be changed to the San Francisco Warriors? I will tell you this, if Oakland had a population that was predominantly well-moneyed and white, or I should say predominantly white, some well-moneyed, it would have been called the Oakland Warriors. Indeed, it should have been called the Oakland Warriors a long time ago, and it should be referred to the Golden State Warriors as the Oakland Warriors today. But I digress. The bottom line is, even though the Warriors are called the Golden State Warriors right now, because they're in the NBA Finals, and the NBA Finals are played at Oracle Arena in Oakland, Oakland benefits, and in particular Lake Chalet, which is hosting ESPN telecasts during the NBA Finals when they're played in Oakland, tremendously benefits. It's a win for everyone, but it's a win that's going to go away when the Warriors go from Oakland to San Francisco.